Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And man, we got a show for you here, unlike any show we have ever produced on the channel. Before we get into that, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So let me get into this topic here. This is a topic I've been waiting to shoot all day long, and I only think we've done one show like this in the history of this channel, a strictly hip-hop show. We did it a number of years ago. I think we were ranking the greatest hip-hop albums or something like that. But this is something we got to talk about because this is one of the biggest things happening in entertainment and in culture right now in the States and really all over the world, because these artists have fans all over the world. So Kendrick Lamar and Drake have been having this back and forth, dissing each other with songs. First of all, let me just say who I think is the better artist, or who would I pick? Let me put it that way, because artists can then be tricky, because some people say you're talking about art. So let me just say who I think is better. Overall, however you want to view it, use your criteria. I'm using mine. I like Kendrick Lamar more than I like Drake. I thought Good Kid, Mad City was a masterpiece. I still think that is his best album. I mean, I have all of his albums. I got Mr. Morale. I got Damn. I got what's the other album with the black and white cover? I forgot the name of the damn album. Black of the Berry Suited. I forgot the name of the album. I have all of his albums. Good Kid, Mad City was a total masterpiece to me. I was listening to that album and I literally felt like I was in Compton. The way he painted it was a complete masterpiece. Sing About Me and probably just a total master in my personal view. That was his best work. That's just me. Drake, the last album I got from Drake was, I think, the one where, I can't remember the name, but it was the album when he had Future. I forgot the name of the name of the album, but it wasn't any of his recent work. It was towards like maybe 2 projects prior to that, right? He had the album where he dissed Kanye. I heard a few songs on it, but it was the one before that. I just can't remember the name of it right now. So in terms of artists, I like Kendrick more. Now, let's get into this beef, right? Because we've been putting up polls. Some people have been feeling I've been hating and blah, 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 blah. I'm giving y'all my opinion. And first of all, let me just say this from the onset so people understand the vantage point that I'm coming from when I'm giving my thoughts and analysis on this beat. I am listening with the ears of somebody, a kid that grew up in the Bronx, that grew up in Yonkers, that went to school in Manhattan, is somebody that grew up in New York. A lot of my formative years were spent in New York City, right? So I'm listening with that ear. New York is home of the spitters. Like, for you to get respect as a rapper in New York City, you got to be able to spit. Nobody want to hear none of that whack. You know what? You got to be able to spit. I grew up listening to people like Biggie Smalls, Jadakiss, The Lox, Busta Rhymes, Nas, JayZ, and Eminem. From not just that, but I'm talking about, and we also respect a lot of people like Eminem. Eminem has a tremendous amount of respect in the hip hop culture because he can actually rap his ass off. Weezy, Lil Wayne is another monster. Not to say that none other great artists out there like JayZ, Outkast, and all of them. They got a bunch of them. But that's the vantage point I'm coming from. And I also want to address something else before I get into this beef here. We put up a poll asking about JayZ, and now JayZ trash. Bro, what are y'all talking about? JayZ is the only rapper I know in hip hop that whenever he drops a verse, it's the hottest verse of the year. Whenever JayZ drops a verse, it's the hottest verse. It's the most talked about verse every single year. What God Did and all them other songs. So I don't know what y'all are talking about when JayZ became JayZ trash. This what JayZ overrated. Still, you know the song with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, Still DRE. Y'all know who wrote that record? That was JayZ. They handed the record to Snoop. Snoop was like, I can't do nothing with this. Let's go get Jigga. JayZ wrote that song. So I don't know what y'all are talking about. JayZ, not that dude. And JayZ not even my favorite rapper, but what's up with all of this JayZ overrated? You bugging. Anyway, let me get into it. So let's first of all look at the songs that were released. Drake dropped Pushups. right? Then people started reacting and going crazy to that. Then Kendrick Lamar took like 2 weeks or a week and a half or whatever it is. Then he dropped Euphoria. And then after he dropped Euphoria, then Drake followed up right back with Family Matters. And then what shocked people was how fast Kendrick Lamar responded with Meet the Grams, given how slow he was to respond initially with Euphoria. And then he followed it right back up, I think a day or so ago, with Not Like Us. And then this morning I woke up to see that Drake dropped The Heart Part 6, right? So this is the current order of songs. So now what I want to do is I want to react to each song, and I'm going to give you guys who I think is actually winning this beef right now. But before we even get into that, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks, which is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting 2 entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks, and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit matchup up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let's get into these songs here. Let's talk about Pushups. I actually thought that when I first heard the song, I thought it was all right. If I'm keeping it funky with you, I had to listen to it a few times, but when I heard it, it wasn't like as if I heard like, oh my God, this is it right here. No, I was like, okay, that's a nice song, but it wasn't nothing for me to be like, yo, it's a rap. Like he wrapped them up in a bag. Like it's no, I didn't think that. I thought it was a cool record. Then Kendrick Lamar dropped Euphoria like a week and a half, 2 weeks later. And I thought it was a good diss record. He had some lines which are, I hate the way you walk, I hate the way you talk. Like it was funny, right? What about Pusha P? What about Pusha T? Like I thought he had some bars. It was funny. But I thought that Drake was kind of dancing on the track. He was kind of playing with it. He was having fun with it. He was kind of playing with his food. I don't think Kendrick was out here like, yo, I'm gonna really body this. I don't think that it was, because I didn't see anything he said and how he said it with the aggression that he said it for me to be like, yo, he got him, he bodied him. And I didn't think any of that. Now, some people all up in the comment section, twerking it up all over the place. Yo, this is the greatest song. This is it. I'm like, yo, you bugging. And some people are like, nah, you're hating. Listen. If we're talking about bodying dudes on a track, you got to come harder than that. I'm sorry. We cannot go from Hit 'Em Up to Ether to Checkmate with Jada Kiss and all of these other diss records to now hit me with some, nah, I'm not giving it to you dudes. One person said, oh, it's because you old. No, it's not because I'm old. I got more information to you. I heard all of these diss tracks and I heard these. So I have more information to compare it to. Some of you dudes running around, hollering, screaming, twerking it up all over the place, knocking over people's drinks, never even heard some of the greatest diss records in hip hop. I brought up 300 bars the other day. Which one is better than Euphoria? Is it better than Euphoria? And people talking about 300 bars and all that. I'm like, are you on something, right? 300 bars basically ended G Unit. Damn, man, no disrespect to G Unit. Did you hear that song? Game was rapping on like 15 beats. Game went off. And for me to be up here arguing about dudes, Game is one of the most disrespectful diss rappers ever. So if you arguing back and forth, then you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't even deserve to be talking hip hop, to be honest with you. You ain't got enough bricks in your back pocket to even talk. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have enough information. So I didn't think Kendrick finished Drake with that song. That's just me. Then Drake came with Family Matters. And the first beat, I wasn't really feeling it. But them second two beats, Drake was going off. I was listening to it. I'm like, okay, Drake is getting serious now. And at that point, I thought Drake was winning. I'm sorry, I'm not giving you Euphoria. Euphoria was hot, but it wasn't. At that point, when he dropped Family Matters, I thought Drake was in the lead. And then Kendrick Lamar dropped one of the most disrespectful records I have heard any rapper drop with Meet the Grams. That record right there was extremely disrespectful. You could tell by the intent in what he was saying and how he was saying that he was trying to put Drake in a body bag with that song. Figuratively. Like that song, when I listened to it, I was like, oh my God. To me, what he was saying, bro, those were some lines. Those were some hard hitting lines, like hard hitting lines. And at that point, I thought Kendrick took over this beef. I'm like, Kendrick is leading right now. Then he dropped Not Like Us, and I think that's his most listened to track of them all. It was all right to me. I wasn't really feeling it the way I was feeling Meet the Grams. And once again, this is art. So this is subjective. It's not objective. What's hot to me will not be hot to you. And what's hot to the next guy won't be hot to the next guy. I don't need to be having we all don't need to have the same opinion. We don't need to have the same opinion. I preferred Meet the Grams more. I thought he was spitting more and he was really going at him on that song. The other song I thought was like a party song. And then I woke up this morning and I saw Drake dropped the Heart Park 6, and I thought that was hard too. I thought that was a hard record. And apparently there's a lot of capping going on between somebody here, because Drake is basically saying some of them, we just fed you false information and you ran with it, acting like as if it's the truth. So to me, right now, overall, the best songs I've heard from this beef are Euphoria, Meet the Grams, Family Matters, and The Heart. If I had to rank them, Family Matters is number 1. Meet the Grams is number 2. The Heart Part 6 is number 3. And Euphoria is number 4. So overall, I'm going to say that Kendrick is winning this thing. But the reason I'm saying he's winning is, number 1, because of the rate at which he's responding. Because Kendrick actually sped up Drake. Because Drake dropped, and then we were waiting for Kendrick. But now that he's dropping, and then Drake is responding, so he sped up the beef. But overall, I'm gonna give it to Kendrick right now because of Meet the Grams. That song right there, bro. That was it. These are my thoughts. That's my opinion as a hip hop fan. I'm listening for who had the bars and who's talking like they really mean it. I don't want to hear a dance song. I don't want to dance to your diss record. I want to be like, ooh. I want to have the squinted face like, yo, did you hear that? To be like this, like, oh my God. I don't need to be boogieing to your diss record. I'm sorry, that's just me. These are my thoughts. Whatever y'all think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.